Blessing.
And Susie is in. Hello, everyone.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fabulous.
It's a good day. Today is a good day, most definitely. I keep losing you. Right, you've got my full attention now. You kept disappearing off the screen, but I'm here now. So, what are we talking about today, Beatrice?
Hello, everyone. You are watching Energy Alignment Show, and I'm Beatrice of Mind, Body, and Soul Aligned, one of your hosts today. The other one is Stephanie.
It's me. So I'm Stephanie Thompson Coaching, and Beatrice and I have known each other for several years now. We've worked very closely together on all sorts of things, and we do the Energy Alignment Show. We're both energy alignment mentors, and this is where we come together and talk all things energy, because Beatrice not only does EAM, she also does human design and EFT as well. So this is part of my learning, as well as having the discussion for all you wonderful souls to participate with. So welcome.
Welcome, everyone, and welcome, Susie. Probably she's not going to be with the camera on. She is connected, but I would like to invite her and everyone to feel free to drop any questions in the comments. Where if we're not going to pick them up during our discussion, then we're going to answer them after that. And of course, you can watch this on replay. So if you do that, don't feel shy and write to us. Your insights, your commentary will be very welcome.
It will. It will. Most definitely. Right. So this week we're talking about grace.
Yes.
Now, I've heard this word from Tony Robbins. So when Tony's presenting on stage, he will talk about grace. And many moons ago, when I first started with Tony, I really wasn't sure what he was on about. This is how far I've come in the last few years. A friend of mine calls it being evolved, and I love that. I love being evolved. So anyway, grace. For me, it doesn't matter what you believe in, but it's what guides you. So for me, that's what it's all about. Now then, Beatrice, what's your take on things?
Yeah, so what do we know and how we perceive?
Just one
Oh,
second, Beatrice. Can you mute Susie because she's a bit noisy?
I will. I will.
Click the
Yeah,
three buttons and mute her.
I, I did. And I
Well
have
done.
to say hello to Deb as well.
Hi,
Hello,
Deb. Lovely to have
Deb.
you.
Join us. We are just about to start talking about this the energy of grace that we all feel actually, um, and it's all around us. But what do we know and how we perceive it? So we know about the term of divine grace, yeah? It's a theological term, yeah? And it's present in many religions, and it has been defined as a divine influence, yeah? Which um, help us regenerate, inspire us, gives us strength to resist temptations. So it's kind of like an individual virtue, and it's a divine energy. Yeah, so it's seen like a divine energy. In Christian theology, it's defined as a spontaneous and unmerited gift of the divine favor in the salvation of the sinners.
Wow.
So we all know about this. Commonly, grace refers to a smooth and pleasing way of moving, of um, acting, of politing, of a thoughtful way of behaving, elegance of movement, courteous goodwill, and bringing honor or credit to something. For example, we have the best participants ever to have graced our show today.
So for grace, for me, it's sort of what's inside. It's what's my beliefs, what's my guiding light, and it can be anything, can't it? It can be God or Allah, or it can be the universe, or it can be any other thing that we believe in, or any other image that we believe in, that we use as a guiding light for us. Is that right? Am I on the right lines there?
Well, it's just for you to share what you feel about it. What I want to highlight is that we have, in our show generally, we have an integrative approach. So we're not going to go for any, label or definition to say that this is it and you follow this and you're going to be absolutely not. We give guidance and tips and suggestion on how to look at the energy that we are made of and part of. So I'll invite everyone to just speak freely and yeah, have an interesting discussion about it. This is rich.
Absolutely.
It's a rich topic.
It's a very rich topic. So for me, it's all about being in flow. When
Mm.
I'm in flow, that's when everything is nice and smooth and everything's going according to plan and everything is easy.
Mm.
That's for me the definition. What about you, Deb? What's your definition of grace, Angel?
I think for me, grace is loving myself enough to give myself permission to have it be okay wherever I am, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It's that permission for peace. That's what grace really is for me. You know, it comes from love.
Yeah. I would agree with you on that one, Deb. That's something that resonates with me quite deeply. And I touched on some words earlier, and there's a place for everybody in the world. It doesn't matter. It's how you feel inside, and what you've just put so eloquently, because you're very good with words, Deb. That's exactly what resonates with me.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Thanks so much.
That's all right. Is Susie going to join us? Shall we ask her what grace is, or is she busy? See if she comes on in a minute. What about issues? Issues.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello.
Well,
Hello. Yes, wow. Grace for me is very similar to what Deb has articulated. It is for me that love and that emotion that you feel really deep inside, that you come from a place of harmony, and wanting to cherish other people and yourself. It's very, very similar, to be honest, as how you wonderful ladies have articulated it.
I think this is the common theme, isn't it?
well,
Definitely
yeah,
a
I will
common
give you
theme.
immediately the explanation from the energetic point of view in a minute, because it kind of like, yeah, it's exactly on point. But I want to say welcome to Paige. Welcome, Paige. So feel free to comment or to join us live if you want. Hello, my darling. Lovely to see you there. We are talking about grace, which is actually the energy that is enhanced by the sun during these days. So, sun at the end of the second part of the day, on the 7th of March, moved into gate 22, which is the gate of grace. It's called gate of grace in I Ching, so for a few thousand years ago. And human design comes with bringing much more and synthesize information, and it calls it the gate of openness. And guess what? Where is this gate placed? Is placed in our solar plexus, which is the center that governs our emotions. And it's about that feeling of being loved and love and emotions, the openness of the emotions. And where does this gate open towards? It's opening towards our throat. So there is a channel that contains this gate 21 that links the solar plexus to the throat, and it's called the channel of openness. And that's the energy that helps us to express our emotions. Yeah.
Wow.
And when, as you described earlier, when you feel in flow, that's the the grace that you feel, that you are aligned with expressing your emotions rather than, you know, ignoring them or suppress them or you know, anything else, but allowing them to bring you that transformation that only an emotion can bring. You know, it's related to creativity, help you to be creative in expressing yourself, in manifesting whatever you would like to manifest.
See, for me, it's down to inner peace. It's peacefulness. So for me, creativity is almost like a doing thing, and for peace, it's more almost like a being thing. So, what's your thoughts? Is it doing or being?
I would say being. I would say
Yeah.
being, because it's not an energy of work. It's an energy of feeling. Yeah, we feel our emotions. We sense them. Um, we feel them before even the words are exchanged, isn't it? We do through our auras, isn't it? And it's not that energy that helps you to do something, to work something, to, you know, that's a totally different energy, and that comes from our sacral, as human design teaches us. But this one is much more about having the allowing the feelings to be expressed. So it's about a state of being rather than of doing.
Deb had a comment. Deb, do you want to because only us on the Zoom can see your comment. Do you want to have a chat about what you put?
Well, I was really intrigued by what you said,
Beautiful
Stephanie.
question.
And, you know, I started to think about this, like when I'm playing the tongue drum, like I shared yesterday on your site about one of the things I do for self-care, which is really something that feeds my soul. I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking about when I'm playing drums or I'm using the tongue drum, if I'm using one of these instruments, even playing the ukulele or the guitar, what am I being or doing? When it comes to creativity, I felt like it's not a being or doing. It's like when I am being, it becomes, the creativity becomes the thing I'm doing. So it's like a being doing.
That's interesting. Yes, I can see where you're coming from with that.
It's like, what am I doing while I'm being? Because while you're being, you're functioning in that creative capacity.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my 2 cents about the being doing thing.
No, I'm quite intrigued because, you know, it was a genuine question, because I approach these calls as I'm in a learning mode and, you know, just to expand myself. So you all know that I'm a great knitter. You know, I'm wearing one of my creations now. But when I'm knitting, I am peaceful. I am grounded. I am in flow, but not doing, because to me doing is working on the business or doing, you know, doing the accounts, which is what I'm doing now because I don't like numbers and all this sort of thing. So I do see why it is both being and doing at the same time, but to the benefit of your inner soul.
Yeah,
it's to the benefit of what's inside, isn't it? Yeah. What do you reckon, Beatrice?
Yeah, her question, she wrote the question, what are you doing while you are being? And immediately for me, the response would have been integrating. So we are doing, we are human beings, we are not machines.
Yeah.
We are doing things and then we integrate them. We are learning and then we integrate them. So we need to allow that kind of like the pause or a break or a, you know, time to rest and integrate, because we won't be able to do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Paige just came up with her comment saying creative embodiment, which is amazing because it's, yeah. Would you like to comment a little bit more, Paige? Would love to hear you.
That's what it seems like. It is a combination of being and doing.
Exactly.
I like it. Creative
Love that.
embodiment. Great words they are, Paige. I like that. Thank you. Susie, do you want to add anything, Angel?
Yeah, I think that's a completely interesting concept I've not really thought about before.
No.
It was like, oh wow, actually, yeah, that really resonates. So,
Yeah.
as I said earlier, you know, for me, thinking around grace, it's harmony, and I suppose it's a similar sort of feeling where when you are in harmony with what you're doing. So for me, it's almost like taking a walk in the woods, for example, or listening to music. But actually, looking at Deb's thought around that is the same. You are being as you're doing. So you're being as you are walking in the woods, or whatever the case may be, you know. So it's quite interesting. That can be just as creative, I find. Like, you know, for me, creativity is more than just a doing things such as you've mentioned, like knitting or crocheting or whatever the case may be. I find, you know, there's lots more that you can do creatively just by being at one with nature, and you know, just yeah, it's quite a nice place to be. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Thanks, Deb. It's got me pondering that one now.
Definitely. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
So, Beatrice, what else is going on with the solar plexus and the gate of?
Well, the solar plexus is a motor and an awareness center. So we do feel the feelings, the emotions with it, and it's also a motor. So it generates moods. Because let's be honest, we are not all the time 24/7 in a harmonized state of
Is everybody else
grace.
moving? Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, we've got you now. We can hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying that we are not 24/7 in a state of grace. Yeah. So we do have our shifts in the energy. Yeah, we do feel sometimes not quite harmonized with as well. Sometimes there is a totally opposed feeling to grace, isn't it?
Yes, I suppose there is. Yes. This is really getting me pondering this. Sometimes I can talk quite easily, but this one, it's really making me think hard. So yeah, there are times when we do, and we're not being, are we? So yes, but grace, at the end of the day, the grace is the guiding light. It's what is something to you that gives you focus in that hour of need, or focus when you are just need some guidance as well. That's another way of working with grace, isn't it? Is sort of when you're looking for an answer, maybe. Paige, you have something to add, Angel?
Yeah, and being in my God presence as often as possible every day is another challenge I've taken on in remembering my true self.
I think I've lost you a little bit.
Would you say that's when grace comes in the fall then? Is that an opportunity to engage with grace?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. It's interesting, really interesting.
I've taken up a daily practice for the month also of saying my human design affirmations and like the abundance manifesto and my purpose statement and alchemist affirmations that Karen Curry Parker gave us, and while listening to Alyssa Rushton's miracle frequencies.
Wow.
And that's really something. Yeah.
It sounds phenomenal. If you're doing that every single day, you're definitely going to be in a place of grace with all of that, it sounds like, because those are all contributing, doing activities and being activities, isn't it, to getting into that state of grace?
Yeah.
Very well done. Well done. Beatrice, anything else to add, Angel?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I would like you to invite you to ponder on the emotions that the solar plexus, it being as a motor, it generates a wave, and to keep an eye on how you are in the mood to do something or out of the mood to do something, or to, and that being in the mood to do something or out um, really defines your being. So how you would be, because the energy of grace is how you are able, bottom line, to be graceful in a situation which is not uh, the one that will help you to to be very easily graceful. Yeah, so to keep that behavior of and the vibration to the grace, even if there is something that might not be quite right with you, or you're not you are in that low, you know, that low of the mood. Yes. How do you handle that?
Well, me being me, when I'm in a low mood, then I pick myself up, dust myself off and say, right, come on, let's get on with it. Or I go off and I walk in nature, like Susie said, because I love walking in nature. I live right next to the castle, and, you know, I can go and walk around the castle grounds, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'm very, very lucky where I live. And it's that connection with nature that really does ground me very, very quickly. I like walking in nature. Don't do it often enough, but I do really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. Yeah.
Which castle is it, Beatrice?
So I live next to Elverston Castle in Derby.
I've been to Stokesay and Ludlow castles.
Nice. Very nice. Yes, there's some gorgeous castles in Scotland. I've seen many of those. They're great. So, sorry, I've got lost the train of thought, Beatrice. What was the question?
I'll bring you back, no problem. So, how do you handle when you don't feel that?
Oh yes, yeah.
Flow?
So I go walking in nature. That's when or you know, I sort of think, no, you can do this, because sometimes I've found that when I'm in a low mood, it's because I don't know what or how to do it. And so I'll pick myself up and I'll say, right, come on, you can sort this out. Go and do your research. Go and have a look. You know, get back on flow. And again, that comes back to me being in flow is working with grace. What about you, Suze?
Yeah, absolutely, Steph. I completely agree with you on that one. I think for me, when I get into a low mood, it's usually because I start myself noticing that I'm going into that spiral of that overwhelm because there's so much to do. Yes. And then you procrastinate, and then, I mean, you know me well, so you know that's kind of that's the track that I would go down. So when that happens, that is for me when I think I need to harmonize. I need to bring myself back to myself, and the way I do that has always been around nature. I love animals. I love trees. I love flowers. I just love everything that, you know, basically the earth has to offer. And for me, it is just, yeah, I talk to myself. I'll be honest. I actually have a tree. Now, believe it or not, ladies, I do. She has a name, and Beatrice, she's called Beatrice, funnily enough, which is bizarre, but she is absolutely beautiful. And there's a local, I'm really lucky again, there's a local country park by me, and she stands tall and just completely regal in a field all of her own. But when you actually go and connect and stand next to her, it's just the way the branches entwine, and just, you know, the bark, the warmth that comes from her. And it may sound crazy to some people, but, you know, for me, I really connect with her. And I call her her because I believe that she is. And I did call her Beatrice a long time ago. And I've been visiting Beatrice now for maybe 5 or 6 years on and off, to be honest. I take photographs of her. Next time I do that, I might actually do a little live video next time I go and introduce her to you all. Yeah. But, you know, she's always there. Let's put it that way. She grounds me because she's just incredible. It's one of the most beautiful trees I've ever seen. And I'll go and I'll talk to her, and I just, you know, rest my hand just on a trunk, and And suddenly it's like everything melts away. I get back in the car and I have focus again, and I know exactly what I need to do. So when I get really lost and feel, I just don't know where I'm moving to and what I'm doing, that's what I'll do. I'll go and visit Beatrice.
I think I need to come and visit Beatrice. Just
I
for
think
the sheer experience, not because I need any guidance, but just for the sheer experience of meeting her.
Honestly, and it's quite amusing when you see people walking past with the dogs, and I'm having a full-blown conversation with a tree. Yes, I do. I love numbers. I am process-driven. I am all of that, as you know, Steph. But yes, I love my tree. I love my Beatrice. She's beautiful.
You never learn about people. You really do. How do you pick yourself up, Angel? Yeah.
Well, I'm cracking up listening to you, Susie, because I talk to a lot of things. First of all, I'm the first person to crack myself up all day long. I am self-entertaining, and I have discovered that that's a really valuable asset to have, especially as a coach. And, that being said, if I'm having a really down day, I love nature. I love animals. I will pick up my camera and start shooting outdoor photography.
Yes.
Very quickly. If I, have a bad moment and I look out my window, because where I sit in my home, where my office is, I have the corner office, the executive suite. This is where Command Central is. And I have a window there and a window there, and I'm always seeing nature in the corner of my eye. So my camera sits behind that piece of furniture, and I'm ready to pull out that Nikon and snap those pictures. But if I can't do that, or I'm not in my office and I'm having one of those overwhelmed things, like I have too much to do and I don't know where to start, or really, do I really have anything important to say today? If I don't think so, I'll go into the room where my dog is and I'll pet her and connect with her, because I consider her energy a connection to all the energy in the universe. When I feel disconnected, sometimes I'll pick up my ukulele and start singing a song to her. I use 3 chords, D, C, G, and I'll sing to her, and I will make up a new Miley, oh Miley, you're the best dog I ever had. What do you think about that, Miley? Blah, 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 blah. And, I start cracking myself up, and then I can do anything. So those are my go-tos.
Fabulous.
It's a matter of being aware and honoring what you feel and keeping yourself accountable. And honoring what the body is telling you, and letting that move through you, rather than force yourself to do something. As you said, well, I have something interesting to say. No, I'm going to do that. It's by allowing your emotions, understanding them, that they are, and I know that Stephanie and Deb, they are generators, both of them. I don't know the others, so I wouldn't know about them. And I know that they are not defined. They don't have an emotional defined solar plexus. So the waves that you might feel that they are not so strong, not having the emotional solar plexus defined. I'll be curious what Susie configuration has. Paige, what's yours? What's your authority?
I'm a generator alchemist, 6'3".
But do you have the solar plexus defined?
The yellow one, I don't think so.
So it's much more of feeling the emotions from others. I mean,
yeah,
absorbing others' emotions and sensing them. That's a lot of wisdom to gain in feeling others' emotions. And,
yeah.
But it's also for you to know that they are not yours and let them go. Really.
Good, very good. I'm just conscious of time, Beatrice, because we say
Yeah.
we'll be here for 30 minutes. Is there anything that you are up to that you want to share with us before we end the call?
I want to say one more thing, which was really very interesting, because on the 7th of March, when Sun, just before Sun moved into this gate of grace, Neptune moved out of it. And Neptune was present in that gate, influencing the energy of the gate 22 of the grace that we all feel since January 2020. And Neptune archetype is our spiritual life. It represents the spiritual connection, the work, and the purpose, but it also veils it. So it's somehow diffused, it's somehow covered. So I totally believe that we all felt that in the last couple of years everything was kind of like muffled, and Neptune being an outer planet sitting, the cycles around the sun are very long, 164 years. They do influence these planets like Neptune, they do influence the generations. So the impact is at the collective level and at generational level. I'm curious to see how all this energy will change, because everything is now unveiled. So we are kind of like allowed to express our emotions freely, directly, much more easier than it was in the last couple of years. Interesting to experiment.
Interesting, very interesting. Okay, right. Well, have you got any events coming up, Beatrice, that you want to share?
I have to link this to the ladies who said that they talk to the trees and they talk to whatever other. I talk to flowers. So I would like to remind you that Beatrice's elixirs are still at introductory prices during this spring. And what are the Beatrice's elixirs? They are customized flower essences based on your human design that will help you to retune to your unique frequency. And this means to calm your mind, to process your emotions easier, and to heal the cells in your body. So I'll put the link in the comments below this video, and I would invite you to test these magical potions that I prepare. And when you get to the page where you can order them, scroll at the bottom of that page and fetch your freebie, because it's an amazing flower meditation that I wanted to share with you.
I was just going to say, are you still doing your meditation? Because anybody who's listening to this on replay, and the ladies who are on the screen, that meditation that Beatrice has done that goes with her flower elixirs is absolutely beautiful. So do sign up, definitely sign up and find out more about the Beatrice's elixirs, because they are phenomenal. They are absolutely phenomenal. Ladies, thank you so much. It's so lovely to have conversation with you all. We all post, but it's lovely to actually have a conversation. Beatrice, you have been an abundance of knowledge, as always. Absolutely love it when we get together. Can't wait for next time.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, everyone, being present. I will leave you with the words of Pema Chodron, who was a Buddhist teacher, author, and nun, who inspired millions of people and wrote books and audiobooks. And she was saying, openness doesn't come from resisting your fears, but rather from getting to know them well.
Nice.
Till next time, my lovelies, have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon and evening.
I'm going to ride a horse tomorrow.
Bye.
Amazing.
Oh, fabulous, Paige. That's fantastic. Enjoy. She's riding a horse. Fabulous.
Thank you for having me on the call, ladies. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
It's been amazing.
Yes, thank you.
Have fun. Lots of love. Bye-bye.